Go away.
When it comes to fast food, meat will likely be the star of the meal, though apparently not all meat is created equal. Here are 10 fast food meats you should avoid.
Just avoided it.
Subway.
Avoiding you? Why would I do that?
When it comes to the various fast food franchises out there, it's hard to imagine the biggest sandwich shop in the world doing anything other than thriving. This is exactly the case when it comes to the most iconic sandwich franchise in the country. Subway's been serving up footlongs and 6-inch sandwiches since the early 1960s. Beginning by simply offering the classic submarine sandwich, Subway eventually expanded its menu to include combos and even breakfast options. At the heart of any sandwich is, of course, the meat, and the sandwich chain has plenty of options to choose from. From grilled steak, various Italian cold cuts, and other meats usually associated with sandwiches, Subway's always had a hefty meat medley for hungry patrons. For those sandwich lovers not interested in meat, there are other options such as egg, veggie, and tuna. However, the tuna offered at Subway isn't exactly the king of the sea. The problem with the sandwich chain's tuna is, well, it's hardly tuna at all. Allegedly, the wild-caught, flaky tuna blended with creamy mayo only contains a small percentage of bluefin and yellowfin tuna. The tuna mixture is mostly fillers that give the appearance and texture of tuna, but none of the protein or nutritional value. Perhaps next time you find yourself craving a tuna sandwich, it might be best to make it at home.
Hey, tuna, check it out. Tuna sandwich.
Jack in the Box.
You Jack in the Box! Go away now!
Jack in the Box was originally launched in San Diego, but has expanded its reach to as far north as Ohio and as far east as North Carolina. The chain has even gone international, with one location in the country of Guam. However, the ambitious and ever-growing franchise's ground beef has received the dreaded F food grade. It goes without saying that this is a grade a restaurant specializing in the sale of ground beef never wants to receive. Furthermore, the ground beef used in the Jack in the Box tacos isn't entirely ground beef. In fact, biting into the chain's cheap and tasty tacos will result in a mouthful of not only beef, but a mix of chicken and textured soy protein. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Jack in the Box has had a food-related controversy attached to its name. Back in the early 90s, the fast food chain experienced an outbreak of the deadly bacteria E. coli, which resulted in the death of 4 children. The controversy doesn't end there, as a box of horse meat was mislabeled as beef at a food plant that supplies the chain with their meat. While some countries do consume horse meat, the consumption of the protein is illegal in the United States, with most people in this part of the world shuddering at the thought of a horse burger.
I'm done selling horse meat. I mean, obviously, you know.
Burger King.
Really? Burger King?
While Burger King may be the second most popular hamburger chain in the world, there's no doubt the home of the Whopper consistently serves up millions of hamburgers to satisfied patrons every year. Burger King's classic lineup of mouth-watering burgers, chicken sandwiches, and other popular items never disappoint the fast food chain's many devoted clientele. With the company being bold enough to declare itself the Burger King, obviously the classic sandwich served up by the chain must be quite the experience. Unfortunately, despite how tasty a Whopper might be, the quality of the ground beef the fast food giant tends to use leaves something to be desired. Due to an overabundance of antibiotics present in the beef Burger King uses in their patties, the burger giant received a food grade of F. The presence of too many antibiotics can lead to antibiotic-resistant bacteria in animals and a compromised immune system in humans, which can lead to a host of health problems. Burger King isn't alone in the low food grade score, as other mega chains like Wendy's use less than grade A quality beef in their hamburgers. Burgers are a part of American cuisine, but perhaps a trip to your local supermarket for some fresh ground beef would be the best choice when in the mood for a good burger. New to our channel? Then take a quick second and hit that subscribe button. You're the best, thanks. Domino's.
Hello, Domino's? What do you mean you're not open?
There isn't a corner you can turn down without spotting at least one pizzeria in North America. The savory Italian pie has been a staple in this part of the globe for well over 100 years. Starting life as a Naples peasant dish, pizza has since become one of the most popular foods on the planet. It didn't take long for the pizza to become a fast food staple, with chains popping up devoted to serving their own version of the classic dish. Among the most popular, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, and Domino's are all familiar names when it comes to the modern chain pizzeria. And with so many variations and toppings to choose from, it's easy to become overwhelmed by options offered up at any of the pizza chains. However, when it comes to pizza toppings, assorted meats are a bona fide hit. Whether you decide to cover your pizza with extra pepperoni, cubed ham, sausage, crumbly ground beef, or even chicken, there's a meaty option for everyone's taste. Unfortunately, you may want to reconsider having that generous amount of meat sprinkled on top of your pizza, at least if you find yourself at your local Domino's. The pizza chain has received an F food grade for its various meats, which may cause you to think twice before ordering that meat lovers you've been craving all week. Domino's isn't alone in their low score, as other giant pizza chains like Pizza Hut and Little Caesars also scored the dreaded F food grade. Maybe pizza simply wasn't meant to be adorned with meat. Either that, or when craving a few morsels of pepperoni and bacon, perhaps purchase them yourself and top your pizza as you see fit.
You really think people want to make their own pizza?
Sonic. Perhaps not as iconic and instantly recognizable as McDonald's or Wendy's, Sonic is one of the fastest-growing fast food burger chains in America. Originally a walk-up root beer stand, the company has since grown to include more than 3,500 locations around the country. The Sonic menu has also expanded to include breakfast sandwiches and items not normally found on most fast food menus, like corn dogs and chili dogs. Sonic's original menu and unique drive-in ordering system has given the Oklahoma fast food chain an opportunity to carve a niche out for itself and become a viable contender among the most popular burger chains. However, Sonic isn't without its problems. The major issue with the burger chain is the quality of the ground beef in the Sonic patties. Unfortunately for lovers of the restaurant, the fast food franchise's beef scores a grade of F. This, of course, is alarming, as the chain's specialty is their hamburgers. While Sonic has been serving up their own version of the classic sandwich for quite some time, the thought of ordering a Sonic hamburger upon learning about the failing food grade may cause some to reconsider.
I've reconsidered.
Applebee's.
They got Applebee's, too.
The home of the riblet, Applebee's specializes in a more family-oriented environment where patrons can sit and enjoy popular American dishes rather than the place-and-order-and-go model of the modern fast food chain. The casual dining chain has been serving up their own version of American cuisine since the early 80s, and classics like home-style burgers, hearty soups, steak, and plenty of desserts are enjoyed all over the country. Applebee's has also become known for its cheap cocktails, with the Dollarita and the $1 Long Island iced tea being among the many options available. As great as the neighborhood vibe and cheap drinks may be, it's the chain's meat that isn't exactly up to par. Many who have frequented the casual dining franchise have stated that the quality of the steak has slipped in recent years. So it comes as little surprise to find out that Applebee's has received a food grade of F. While Applebee's has been completely transparent with the antibiotic policies regarding their chicken and pork, the franchise decided not to be as transparent with their beef. While Applebee's may be the restaurant with the neighborhood feel, perhaps actually heading somewhere else for a nice, juicy steak would be more appropriate.
Ooh, how about a thick, juicy steak?
Olive Garden.
Don't be so Olive Garden.
Italian food is both simple and delicious. Rustic, hearty comfort food is exactly what you're in for when you sit down to enjoy a dish from the Italian-inspired restaurant. Over here in North America, millions of people partake in all the various Italian dishes either at home or at their favorite restaurants. With pizza parlors dominating every corner, surprisingly, there aren't many chains that specialize in the many other Italian classics. The Olive Garden just so happens to be one of the Italian chains that, in addition to pizza, serves up rich Italian favorites. Making patrons' mouths water since the early 80s, Olive Garden specializes in Italian-American cuisine for those who want more than a few slices. The casual dining chain has extended its olive branch with locations all over North America, Brazil, Mexico, and even as far as the Philippines. Unfortunately, Olive Garden's meat quality falls short. Despite the tasty dishes and loyal clientele, the Italian chain's meat has been given an F food grade. The caveat caveat being that Olive Garden simply didn't bother to return the food survey sent out to restaurants regarding antibiotics within their meat. While a lack of full transparency doesn't necessarily mean the franchise's meat is subpar, it certainly is a red flag.
Okay, red flags flying.
Taco Bell.
Did you really burn down the Taco Bell?
When feeling a need to make a run for the border, most people often find themselves searching for the nearest Taco Bell. Of all the fast food Mexican restaurants out there, Taco Bell is perhaps the most well-known. From the whimsical ads featuring a talking chihuahua to the inexpensive yet savory food, Taco Bell has found a formula that has equaled success for 60 years. Of course, there is plenty of competition in the Mexican fast food market. Chipotle and Del Taco, among others, are always pining for the top spot. But Taco Bell seems to have become part of American pop culture more so than the other chains. However, the beloved Mexican chain has been criticized for the quality of its ground beef. Taco Bell's beef is guilty of not only containing high levels of antibiotics, but the ground meat contains a beef percentage of only 88%. Other ingredients like phosphates and oats comprise the remaining 12%. While Taco Bell claims the extra ingredients are for an improved texture, there is no doubt that finding out that the ground beef in your taco is not exactly ground beef can be off-putting.
Is it tacos?
Panda Express.
Yeah, but Panda Express, they don't serve panda.
There's something about Chinese food that has most people who consume it coming back for more. Crispy chicken balls, fried rice, and chow mein are not only staples on most Chinese food menus, but they're also seemingly irresistible. Among all the smaller, independent local Chinese restaurants are the larger corporate chains, and Panda Express stands as one of the most popular. With the iconic panda logo and the scrumptious orange chicken, Panda Express has been serving up swift and tasty Chinese cuisine for close to 40 years. However, the mighty chain has had its share of problems. Like many of the fast food chains on this list, the Chinese food franchise's meat has received the dreaded and seemingly common F rating. While there may be a Panda Express almost everywhere nowadays, you may want to avoid the giant chain and head to a smaller restaurant the next time you're in the mood for Chinese food.
Chinese food?
It's perfect, Stan.
Starbucks.
Man, Starbucks.
A good old-fashioned pick-me-up is on the minds of just about every early morning commuter, early riser, and general caffeine lover. A fresh cup of piping hot coffee is the first step to a productive day for most of us. And with coffee shops just about everywhere you happen to look, it's by no means hard to get your fix of Joe. While a freshly brewed pot of coffee made in the comfort of your own home may work for some, grabbing a ready-made cup is where the coffee shop becomes invaluable. And when you happen to be in the mood for something a bit more gourmet, your local cafe can be your best friend. Throughout North America, coffee shops and coffee culture are more popular than ever. In Canada and parts of America, Tim Hortons has become synonymous with great coffee at a great value, much like Dunkin' in the US. Even McDonald's has gotten into the game, with McCafe quickly becoming a popular choice for Java lovers. However, Starbucks stands as the undisputed coffee champion in America. With their popular Frappuccino and other signature drinks, the coffee chain has become the go-to for many coffee drinkers across North America. With all that said, there's no doubt that the coffee is great. However, the food served up at the franchise is another story altogether. It may come as a surprise to some that Starbucks food is not prepared in-house, but is shipped frozen to each location. Unfortunately, with the food, which includes several forms of meat, being delivered frozen and not prepared fresh, there's always a risk of food contamination. This was precisely the case in 2016 when a Starbucks location had a listeria recall with their sandwiches. Freshness is also a factor with Starbucks meat, as the product can be months old by the time it hits the various locations. So next time you're at a Starbucks, grab yourself that caramel frappuccino, but maybe bring your own sandwich.
I brought my own lunch.
No, I bring my own lunch too.
Order up more great videos. Just tap or click and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.